let me scoot down a little bit and I guess shake my hair out, get a little wild. So today's video is going to be another unboxing video because I actually got both of those packages, the Jeffree Star makeup one and then this one, which is a Darren Gray CD. It is, I think they've been together for 16 years, I think, maybe 20 now, and this is their 10th studio album. And here it is. La la la. I ordered it off of Amazon and it took way too fucking long to get here. I definitely should have ordered it off of CD Japan like I did back in the day when I was really into J-Rock. But funny story, when I started this channel way back in like 2006, 2007, it was because I planned to do like voice acting videos and singing videos because I was really into J-Rock, and I was in a band where I was the singer in a Darren Gray cover band, and some stuff happened. I don't know if I'm gonna post that video, but some stuff happened that made me leave the J-Rock scene in LA that I was kind of in at the time, that made me completely just run away from like Japanese rock and Japanese music in general. I tried so hard to like be a hipster and assimilate into hipster culture and just not really be who I am, like really only show people like the American music that I like and not be honest about the fact that I like music from all over the world. I like music from Japan, I like this band from Iceland, and you know, like all over the place. I'm not gonna say no just because I don't speak the language. I think that music and emotions can transcend that. So here I am. I actually came back to Darren Gray. My really good friend Momo, I don't know if she's ever gonna watch this, but she actually told me that they, for their 20-year anniversary, did a 3-disc CD compilation called Vestige of Scratches, where they went back and re-recorded a ton of songs from all of their old albums. And I honestly think that that really shaped this album. What brought me back to this album was what brought me back to the band was pretty much this album, in addition to some other personal things that I had been experiencing in my life that really reminded me of the time that I listened to Darren Gray, and when I would scream like Kyo and sing like Crow, sing like Kyo, and how empowered that made me feel. And like I was heavy into it. Like for my 16th birthday, my mom took me to Japan to see Darren Gray, not once, but twice. 2 live shows in Tokyo back when they did their special offers, and this shirt that I'm wearing is actually from their Manipulated Life tour that they did back in 2004. So I've known of this band and been with this band since like I was 14 years old, and they're still together and they're still going, which is something that's super crazy to me because like when I'm in a time where I need them, like they're still there, which is just so crazy to me because most bands break up, but not if you're Darren Gray, I guess. So let's go get ahead into what I think of these songs now that you know my backstory of being a really huge fangirl. And oh yeah, by the way, I went to almost all of the shows that they did in LA except for anything when Ouroboros is kind of what broke me. In all honesty, that was when I checked out. I just kind of couldn't handle like all of the metalheads and then the J-Rock scene at the time, and I don't know. Ouroboros and Dozing Green is what made me like leave. And then I come back and it's funny because like I'm all, oh, that album is actually really good, and oh, Dozing Green, like I love that song. Let's see if I can try to sing it. By the way, it's super fucking hard. So Insulated World, I love this album artwork. I love how they're kind of venturing into new familiar territory, if that makes any sense. I like the use of colors, and the thing that really cemented me being like, no, I'm a fucking Darren Gray fan again. Like, not that I ever stopped, because I will always love their old albums that just really were like represented pivotal moments in my life. What brought me back was honestly Ningen no Kaboru. Ningen no Kaboru. That song, wearing people or wearing humans, basically like being human. That's what the Japanese saying means. And here's the CD on the inside. That music video is what really brought me back. I really liked, it reminded me so much of like Gauze era music videos, but then it sounded like something that came in between Marrow of a Bone and Ouroboros. And I love that like Kyo is all into purple, because in Japanese culture that's the culture that Akuma or the devils have. And I just like that he's back on his no, I'm a demon in humans clothing grind. So here we have the CD booklet, and I'm just going to go through like track by track and tell you what I think. Oh, so we've got this, which is a little thing for their live show at Zepp Tokyo, which is actually where I saw them back in 2005. Yeah, because I saw them for their Keen Under the Sun tour, which was right after they released Saku, which was right around my birthday in July. So I know Zepp Tokyo. I've been to Zepp Tokyo. This is for their 2019 tour, and it looks like it goes into April. I hope that eventually they will make it back to America sometime in LA. I would love to go and see them again and show up and surprise the fuck out of some people that I haven't seen in a really long time. Okay, so I was hoping, I remember in the past, they always would put who wrote the lyrics and who wrote the songs on each of the songs, but it looks like they don't do that anymore, which is kind of a bummer. Maybe on the like bigger special edition one. Oh yeah, no, it just says all lyrics Kyo, all music Darren Gray. It doesn't say who really wrote what song specifically, but I've known them for so long, I might be able to guess. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So the album starts off with Keibetsu to Hajimari, which reminds me a lot of their old musical arrangements. And albums like back in Vulgar era, Marrow of a Bone kind of, Withering to Death, where it starts off with a really hard lead track. Like Withering to Death, like, Vulgar had Audience Killer Loop. Was it Withering? Yeah, no, Marrow of a Bone had Conceived Sorrow, so forget that. Withering to Death had it was Audience Killer Loop? It's Merciless Cult. The first track off of Withering to Death is Merciless Cult. And then Withering to Death had another one where it was also equally like in your face. This is the album. Song number 2, which is Devote My Life. I really like the arrangement. I think it's really creative, and I kind of like that they're playing with like ugly sounds, or sounds that would be kind of considered abrasive, like with the really high-pitched guitar parts, but I really like it. Ningen no Kaoru, which is track number 3, Samban, that's the song that brought me back to Darren Gray. Like, honestly, that music video and everything about it just made me be like, oh yeah, that's right. These guys get me. These guys get me. But yeah, 4, Celebrate Empty Hells. So this one, I really liked the vocal choices. I find it interesting how the song is called Celebrate Empty Hells, and it kind of sounds like he is, like Kyo is howling at parts in the song. And I really like the guitar. I said guitar, A+, and I like lyrically how in Kyo's mind he's basically talking about like, ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to kick the camera. Come here, closer. He's basically talking about like old world ways of thinking, so like kind of more baby boomer ways of thinking versus younger ways of thinking. And I think being a 40-year-old man, he's kind of stuck in the middle, and he thinks that both are wrong, so bull should die. That's basically the moral of the story with those lyrics, and it just kind of made me like, never change. Never change, Kyo. 6. No, that was, okay, so now we are on to Utafumi, which is song number 5. Let's get this out here. Yeah, Utafumi. And the lyrics remind me a lot of Vulgar, and so does the guitar arrangement with this. Sorry, I keep kicking my fucking tripod. Anyways, I also even really liked how he self-references in his lyrics, Kyo, he self-references the final. Like, in the very last lyric of the song, he says, what, do I need to stand here and carve the final into my arm again for you to understand? So I kind of like that. I know a lot of people don't like this album because they think that, oh, it's a softer Darren Gray, and they came into Darren Gray and they listened to Ouroboros and, Dumb Spiro Spiro, and Arch, is it Arch or Arche? I don't know what way to pronounce it. Either way, so I think that this album, if you haven't like stuck with them for the whole thing, it's kind of like, what the fuck is this? But for someone like me who's kind of been waiting for them to fuse what they used to do with the shit that they're doing now, I'm like, oh hell yeah, guys, like I am here for this. I am all in again. And that's not to say that I didn't go back and fill in the time that I wasn't listening to Darren Gray and get each album and listen to them incessantly over and over again so that I can better describe what exactly I don't particularly like about those albums. But I'll be first to say that I was way too judgmental and way too harsh and way too like, yeah. Anyways, so after that that was Utafumi, which was the first single before Ningen no Kabaru. Then after Utafumi, we have Rubbish Heap, which starts off with a techno lead. I really wanted to know who did that. It's just Kyo being more of a prophet of death with his lyrics. I really liked the guitar, and the feast like really kind of cracks me up in Rubbish Heap. I find the feast before all of the stanzas of the lyrics to be really hilarious. And when I heard the song but didn't look up the lyrics, I was like, what the fuck is he saying? What is this beast? But that's great. And the last lyric I also really liked because it's basically, the lyrics are standing up, fight for what you want, and if not, I hope that I can wipe away your tears with love for you. So Kyo can be so sweet sometimes. 7, Aka. This song makes me think of Dai so much. Like, it reminds me of how Dai writes songs, and it just sounds like him. It's kind of a break from some of the heaviness that we had through the first 6 songs, just with no breaks. But it still has its heavy moments, don't get me wrong. And I really, really like the vocals on this, and it is just a love song, just talking about wanting to be loved. Number 8, which is Values of Madness, or Values of Kyo, as I would like to think, which it's a fun vocal arrangement. It's got a really cool like rap portion into some growlings. It's got a really interesting musical journey, and I really like the plays between the guitars and Kyo's his vocals. I just really liked the play in between those two. I thought that was really good. Number 9, which is Downfall, a song that I like, makes me think, Koru, is that you? Like, it just sounds like a song that he wrote and arranged mostly. It's a really nice jam song. Lyrics, once again, are about rising up and fighting the power. Number 10, which is Followers. I really like the intro, which is techno again. I really want to know who made those parts of the songs and who put them in. I'm so curious to know that. I really like the drums in Followers as well, and lyrically, it's almost a love note from Darren Gray to their followers. If you go and read the lyrics of the song Followers, it's really kind of heartfelt, and it definitely sounds like it is a love note from Darren Gray Kyo to their followers. Keigaku no Yoku, I fucking love this song. I love the bass on it. It's so sexy. I love the funeral procession sounding guitar parts. I love the bipolarness of it, how it goes from being really chill to a bang, 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 bang to just like this super heavy, intense guitar part. I fucking love it. I want to know whose guitar that is that sounds like a fucking heavy metal reaper. Like, I gotta know. It's so good. I would love to see that song live. Number 12 is Zetsuentai. There we go. My Japanese, come back to me, please. It's an okay song. It, like, personally doesn't really stand out to me either one way. I don't especially hate it though. The lyrics are about being lonely versus wanting to be loved, and the struggle between the pole of those, how you can end up loving your loneliness, but you still miss out on love with other people, and you still crave that. And moving on to the last song, which is Ranunculus. Ranunculus, it's a pretty song. It's a cool music video, but overall, I think I prefer Amber more. In my opinion, I think Amber is like the prettiest Darren Gray song, but I think that's just all down to like preferences. This is Darren Gray going back to piano sounding ballads. I think Kyo is really happy to have some songs where he can show off his range. I think Shinya is happy to have some songs where he can show off his piano skills. And yeah, overall, I give this album a solid A. I fucking love it. I'm so excited to listen to it in between driving to clients at my job. It's going to get me through a lot of hard days, as Darren Gray always has done. And on their expanded album, they also actually did remakes of songs Wake or Ryu and Kigan, and I really like those remakes as well. I think that they sound really great. I was so happy to hear Kigan back. That's the starting track off of Kisol, which is one of my most favorite Darren Gray albums, and I'm just full of love for Darren Gray right now, you guys. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have this CD. I'm so happy to have Darren Gray back in my life, and yeah. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you like Darren Gray, if I knew you from back in the day. And I actually think I am going to finally start uploading karaoke style videos. I think my first two songs are going to be Keloid Milk by Darren Gray and Impossible Tracks by The Kills. So you will see those coming to you in the future. I hope you enjoyed this review of this album. We'll catch you in my next video.